So welcome everyone. We welcome Karen, who I hope will join us very soon. And just sending her blessings as she's on her way, I hope. So, it's been quite a week, huh? How many have had a lot of energy challenges and a lot of chaos and things going on? Yeah. So I wanted to start with the Egyptian cleansing breath. So this is a beautiful way to clear your energy, first to really ground and get in your core, which is where all the power is, and then to clear your energy. So you'll learn it as we do it. And I would like for you to stand and find a place you can stand in view of the screen. Hopefully we can see you, at least to where you can see what I'm doing. Oh, there she is. Oh, great. I'm so glad. So just take a moment and shake out as we're waiting for Karen to come on screen.
Hi, sorry. I couldn't remember how to get in, and I emailed you and I was trying to find out how to get in.
Oh, well, I'm not watching emails at this point. If you ever need to reach me, any of you, just as we're starting, text me. I'm more likely to see it.
All right, sorry about that.
So if you'll stand. Karen, we're doing Egyptian cleansing and Egyptian balancing breath. So if you're willing to stand and just shake out a minute, shaking out resets the nervous system. This is a beautiful way to get your energy back when you need to. So first we're going to rub our hands and build energy. Then we're going to do the bellows breath. So it's the belly going in and out, and usually with your mouth closed through the nose, but it can be through the mouth. So it goes like this. And you imagine you're calling up that breath and life force, Kundalini, all the way up through the core with your hands. Keep your shoulders relaxed, all the way up the center, all the way up and out the crown. Reaching into the light of your being. And bring it right, you put your hands in a pyramid. So they go like this. Top finger, the forefingers together and the thumbs together. And imagine, bring your light down. Right down the center. So you're right down the center. So your hands continue to touch as you bring it down, all the way down. We're just going to learn the movements first, all the way down the center. And you let that light fill your body. So you let the light from your being kind of wash through your body and through your grounding. So you're bringing up Kundalini earth energy, bringing it up to your being and bringing your being's light down to the earth. You ready? We'll do it 3 times. So here we go. Gathering up earth energy, Kundalini, life force, bring it up your core, shoulders relaxed, all the way out your crown, fingers in a pyramid, bring your light down, a little shaking and jiggling into the body is good. Bringing up Kundalini, earth energy, up through the core, full breath. Out the crown, fingers in a pyramid. Breathe out, bring your light down. And once more, bringing up Kundalini, earth energy, shoulders relaxed, breathing it all the way up, out the crown, bring your light down. Now we do the bellows breath, or the cleansing breath. So we'll do the same breath, but when we get to the top, we bring the light down in a cleansing way. So it's going to be, and it just clears the world out of it, out of the body. It clears everything out. So it's a ha from here. Let's just do ha. Just like that. Ha. Ha. Open jaw. Ha. Ha. Yeah. Okay. So let's build some more energy. Breathing as you do it. Bellows breath. Breathing up earth energy. Feel your own Kundalini, full breath. All the way up and out the crown. And all the way down. Yeah, it's like you're taking your stand. Good. Let's do it again. Right. All the way up. Full breath in, up through the core, out the crown. Bring your light down. Yeah. And once more. All the way up, out the crown. Yeah. And the short form, if you want to clear energy, is just Mostly we take on energy in the tribal chakras, the first three. So it's really clearing those from other people's energies and stuff. All right. Come back to your seat. So, how many feel more grounded? Well, let's do it this way. How many feel more grounded? A little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Top of the screen a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
Great. Could
I have an ask for next time when we do something like this, where it's good to watch you, Evelina, is if everybody else could mute themselves, because I have it on speaker view and a lot of times other people showed up and I couldn't see you.
Oh,
would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to come through right now. Thank you.
Thank you for your request. Next time we will. So if you all want to mute yourself for the meditation. So breathing and grounding. Allow yourself to send your roots deep into the earth, probably releasing what you've had before from both your seat and your feet, and starting fresh. As if you could send them way down into the earth, I love to do a vein of tourmaline because they can kind of root around the striations in the tourmaline stone or some crystalline structure or the waters of the earth or the fire. Sending deep, deep roots into the earth. And let them be like an anchor, breathing in energy and breathing out all that is not yours and all that is not now. So with each in-breath, you arrive more in the moment. With each out-breath, you are releasing all that is not of this moment, past and future, all the powers in the current moment. And for a moment, imagine you can call up life force from these resources in the earth and breathe it up into your body. Let it flow up your inner core. It wants to weave and wind around the chakras, the upward spiraling serpent, to bless the chakras, potentiates them. Breathing in the earth energy, and on the out breath, let it fill your body. Letting yourself feel the grounding and the blessings of the energies of the earth. And as deep as your roots are deep, on the next in-breath, imagine expanding your branches up into your being, into the light of your soul, as if you could feel your branches or the 1,000-petaled lotus flower extending and expanding into the light of your being, all the way into universal love. And then imagine that from that universal love, an iridescent waterfall of light begins, sparkling iridescent liquid light from your being, coming in and bathing yourself, washing through your cells, washing through your life, washing through your subtle bodies. And open the crown to this light, letting it be bathed in the light of your soul. Your soul knows how to do it. And imagine allowing that sparkling, iridescent liquid light to cleanse your body and cleanse your energy field, calling all your subtle bodies to nestle around your physical, fully and now. Follow that light that's flowing into the body all the way down your core. Take up residence in your core. And feel that light washing into your heart. Come to sit in your heart in the holy sanctuary there. If you want to decorate your sanctuary to where it feels really comfy for you to come to do inner work in this holy place in your heart. And let your presence activate your love for yourself. Feeling what a radiant being you are, connected into the heart of the earth and the heart of your soul. And bless yourself. And breathe in that blessing. Take it personally. Make it yours. And if this feels really good to you, you might place your hand where you created the anchor last time, somewhere on your body that you can repeat. Remember and repeat. So you add this state of self-love, groundedness, connection to your soul, to your anchor. I just feel on this Valentine's Day how beautiful it is to be feeling your love for yourself and to be creating an anchor of love and presence. Yummy me. And when you're ready, release the anchor. You always want to be really intentional when you're using it. Release the anchor and open your eyes. All right. So let's do our check-in. I always like to wait until we're really here, present in the moment, grounded in ourselves, because I think it goes deeper. And if you'll share what's alive for you, any progress you feel on your intentions from last week, and any wins or challenges. So what's alive in you, progress, wins, challenges, any of that, or whatever else wants to get shared. It's your time. And would someone be willing to do the timing? Marina, is that yes? Great, thank you.
I can
So
start if you
okay.
want.
Yeah, 1 second. We're going to do 2 minutes.
Okay.
So give a signal, Marina, at 1.5, and then at 2. I think hold your phone up and move it a bit. Okay. Yes, Monica.
So what's alive in me is the invitation to everyone in our group to have their own podcast in San Francisco. So I'll give the details via email. What I've been doing lately is being able to listen to the Dr. Joe Dispenza book, Becoming Supernatural. I'm so inspired by it. And I have been concerned that I am losing literally my vision. And so I've had to really change my life to do a lot of work and really let go. And so now I'm meditating twice a day and really excited about this period of transformation that I'm going through, and so excited about the possibilities. So what was the last thing?
Wins or challenges?
Oh, challenges, losing my vision, hopefully not. Have lost a lot already. And the wins is I was able to download the book because I can't read it anymore. And my friend gave me their subscription to Audible, so I can do it. So
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to have so many good friends. So I'm done. Namaste.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
Would you like our lovin'?
Yes, bring it.
I always like to ask first. Yay. Breathe it in.
Hmm.
And I'd like to ask that we all add a prayer and offer light for your vision. That we call upon the heart of the divine, we call upon all your radiant guides and angels in your soul and say, this woman wants to continue having good sight. And we ask that whatever this autoimmune thing is, that it get reversed. And that Monica is able to see well all the rest of her life, to see clearly both physically and in all the other ways that she sees so beautifully. We ask specifically for the reversal of this autoimmune condition so her body rebuilds what it's lost. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Amen and a woman.
Yes. Ah, thank you. And who's next? Mikhail?
I'll go. A lot came for me last week. Since I moved to Ecuador, I've been feeling the pull of changing my last name to Love. And then along the journey, I understood that what I had to learn here is unconditional love. So hello, I'm Mikhail Love.
Yay.
Embracing the vibration of love. My channels are open because I'm really having a bunch of ideas and I'm feeling a pull back into the world. I'm not ready to move yet. But I will surrender to what needs to happen for my highest good. So I still don't know which one to start, but I feel I need to just give it some time, maybe till June, and then I'll decide what's gonna be next.
Yeah. And would you share about your relationship with the ocean? So precious.
Yes, since I've been born, I had a connection with the ocean. I could not explain it. It's just that's everywhere I go. So right now, guided to that location. It was not a listing. It's a one morning I wake up, go there. So I went and asked, do you have any rental? And they only had one that was waiting for me. So here I am. So yeah, I will be sad to let mother go, but I know if I have to go become what I need to become and come back, that will happen too. So yeah.
Thank you. Would you like some loving?
Yes, please.
Breathing it in.
Nice.
Beautiful. Is next, and please prepare to be the one after that. Although someone could prepare to be next right now. Marina?
So, my gosh, this last week was very, very interesting. I felt my body being super tense because I absorbed, you know, the events of what happened with the earthquake. And finally, I did a yoga nidra where I was able to kind of like soften, and I felt, you know, a release of all that heaviness and more aliveness. And I also felt like that morning, the next morning, I felt the spring in the air, even though it's still cold here, but I felt the energy shift and everything change. And so I've been looking, you know, relentlessly at properties, and then today, I kid you not, I found an island here in Turkey, which is only got one building on it, which has 4 bedrooms. It's a stone building, and you're not allowed to build any lasting construction on it because it's a nature reserve, right? And then I thought, wow, this is amazing. But my whole body went zing. And of course, it's like $3.5 million. I'm like, who the fuck has that kind of money, right? But at the same time, I'm like, if it's meant to be, like, bring it on. Because I also did another meditation today. And what I felt was very strongly was how I make myself small because of my unworthiness of being able to hold the wealth. And what I came to was that in a meditation, I saw myself as being handed over the keys with gratitude. So feeling that I was needed there for the land, for the protection, for the right relationship. And that's what really came through. The only issue is that you can only get there by boat. You can't. Oh, that's my time. Okay, stop. Okay. Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Would you like some lovin'?
Oh, yes, please. I'd love some. Hmm. Ah. Oh, super, super. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey. Next.
I can go.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's been a rough week for me. Descended into some quite difficult gut stuff, which is where my autoimmune disease manifests itself. So I've basically been laying around like a beached whale for quite a few days and just waiting for my body to, helping my body to get through it and come out the other side. I'm just about coming out the other side today. It's been a bit of a drag, actually. This is like usually this time of year when it's my birthday tomorrow, actually, is like usually a really great time of year for me energetically. And I had been feeling really great and fantastic. And then I just kind of went crash. And that's what happens, you know, with this inflammation situation. I did think about the healing that I had in that area of my health last week and wondered if it had disrupted things for me in some way. That kind of went through. I have, you know, I tend to kind of scan like, well, what's going on? Something happened? Did something affect me? Whatever. So that happened and I felt a bit unsure about what we did last week here. I don't have any strong conclusions about any of that, just kind of curiosity. I always have a curiosity, and most of the time I have no idea why anything happens. I'm used to that. I just have to surrender and write it out most of the time. But it brought me back to one of the things that I had said in, I think, the check-in last week, which was that I felt like the immune system thing, the autoimmune thing, was something I would find myself. And I kind of came back to that, and that kind of anchored me a bit. In a way, in my own knowing. Yeah, so I was feeling a bit better today and working, and I was working through all of this as well, clients and stuff. But today I actually got back to my project that I'm birthing, that I want to have, like, feel is held here in this wonderful group of spiritual mentorship. And I was really happy to just be back on my new website and looking for images and doing my content and planning my class series that I'm wanting to birth into the world for parents. And that felt really good to do that. Just really happy.
We're at time.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know there was time.
Yeah.
I feel a bit discombobulated, sorry.
That's
Not
all right.
getting in when I couldn't get in was kind of like threw me a bit.
Yeah. Maybe we can ask the guys to help you What's the opposite? Discombobulate.
I'm slowly combobulating.
Good.
Thank you.
Would you like some loving?
Please.
Ah.
Thank you.
Mhm. And who's next?
I can go.
Kaya? I saw Kaya's hand and then Valerie. You're muted, Kaya.
There we go. Thank you. My deepest desire and my intent now here in Ashland is to gather people, gather women together in what I call circles of influence. And ladies for lunch is one intention that I have. And another is collage circles on a monthly basis, and also masterminding. I feel like a gardener that's looking at her seed packets, what she wants to plant. And what I shared last week was, oh, where am I going to do this? Where am I going to do this? And it was brought to my attention that there's a winery in the town next over for me. It's called Pascal Winery. And some people have been using it for their own private events. And then I looked at their calendar, and they also have they have events listed on their calendar. So I'm very, very intrigued about that. I've heard tell that it's a beautiful environment with a pond and grounds and all that kind of thing. I was having lunch with a friend and talking to him about it, and he said, oh, I know the daughter of the owner. So there's some beautiful synchronicities happening, and I feel more hopeful and hosted in this area. So I will be taking a look at the winery. And also my friend is very, very outgoing, very extroverted, has done events. So I'm looking at this wonderful friend of mine that I'm getting reacquainted with, and he's like a potential advisor, event planner or something. So I'm really, really thrilled about that. And there are ways that I may invite him into some sort of be an advisory member of my business, and there are ways that I can support him in progressing in life as well. So I feel really positive about what's transpired since where I was last week, and kind of whining and wandering and wondering if I was ever going to be able to do anything in this town. Yeah, so I'm very appreciative to the universe, you know.
It's a lot of progress.
Yeah. Mhm.
Ready for some loving?
I am. Thank you. Thank you.
Valerie.
I had kind of a challenging week. I feel like I'm kind of vacillating between really trusting the process of transition that I'm in, kind of like on every level, and then at other times just feeling like I'm kind of dangling in the wind a little. And today, I might get a little emotional right now just because today I felt a lot of grief and all of that. And I think, as things change, being kind of stuck in the middle of a lot of things, I feel like even just the way I define myself is changing. So I think I'm grieving the loss of that. It's okay. Like in the big picture, I feel really positive about all of that. And I've gotten a lot of confirmations of that even along the way. But today I just was aware that I had a lot of sadness and grief. But I know I need to let it out and, and give it space. So, but and that some of that's around relationship. I think that, okay, that's my 30. Transitioning, but we can't quite take the next steps yet of living in separate spaces. Work is also kind of like things happening, but not yet in progress. Autoimmune stuff's been kind of flared, and so I have a lot of trust in the process, and I did my intentions for the week. That's a win. But yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, all feelings welcome. Would you like some loving?
I love some loving.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right.
Well, I also am very much feeling like I'm still in the corner, in the crossroads, in this period of transformation. And I think I mentioned last week that I've been really just contending with a lot of grief from the deaths and everything that I've experienced, the relationship ending. And last week, I got news that 2 women that I know also died. And so it was, one of them is a friend of mine, and it was very sudden, but then drawn out. And it's just been a lot to contend with for me. Just this desire to like relinquish myself to the moment and just be with my feelings. And then this judgment voice that I have that's keeps telling me like, you should be better already. You should be working on your projects. You should be focused. You should be just judging. And I think I'm finally really coming to the understanding that all of these solutions that I'm looking for on like a psychological, emotional level, like I need to actually let my spiritual self be. Like I need to be with my spirit. I need to be on that journey, and that's where the answers are for me. And so it's a lot of just just really surrendering, and also commending myself for going dancing and being in my body and taking good care of myself and just loving myself the best I can without so much judgment for where I am.
Yeah. Good. Ready for loving?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've had a pretty amazing week. I worked all weekend and got myself caught up on applying to this and applying to that. And I have suddenly I've added 17 teaching days to my year. There was a time I thought I was semi-retiring, but like this, I guess I'm inspiring or something. So I'm thrilled with the Tantra cohort, and I got the schedule really planned this weekend. We had a evening sensual gathering with the group, and that was really sweet, just to get to know each other more. So I'm very excited about that, and I've set up a trip to California. I'll be coming out for a friend's wedding the 26th of March and be there for a day and a half. 11 days. And on April 1st, I'm going to be leading a reunion with my love journey people, the folks I've studied with for so long. And it'll be a reunion in Puja, and Monica will be there supporting it. Yay! So I'm feeling like, I got here and there wasn't much of a Tantra world for me. And now it's just bursting on the scenes here and there, and it feels really good. And I had a friend confront me about something that I think was partly her betrayal and partly mine. So I've really been sitting with it. I grew up on a wheat farm, and the wheat grows all the way up to waist high or higher. And out of all of that, you just have the kernels. So I used to look for what are the kernels in that, and the rest is chaff that you just throw away or plow under. And so there's always kernels when somebody has feedback, and even if they do it as poorly as she did. So I've been sitting with it and learning, and it always it gets me watching my thoughts, watching how I'm thinking and how I'm coming across. So that's a B. And I'll take your lovin'. Thank you. You all have your own flavor. I love it. I wanted to say about judging that in our psyche, we are meant to have an inner parent, and that inner parent can become the judging mind, the critical parent, or the nurturing parent. So sometimes when you're working with the part of you that judges you, you could ask it if it would be willing to have a new job. And the new job, it's been busy catching everything it thinks you're doing wrong and telling you. So the new job might be catch you doing everything you're doing right and praise you. And I help them realize they're really good. They're really good. They're really on it. They're ever vigilant, they're watching everything. So that's great. That's a great job skill. And would you like to apply it to a new job? Because you're the best one for the job. And that often really helps to make that shift. And then you just watch. And if there's a judging thought, you go, can you say something kind? So you can grow that into your nurturing parent over time. Not always easy when you're not totally resourced, but it's something that can happen over time. So I have a teaching today I'm excited about. Teaching in an exercise. Many of you have expressed a desire to connect more to higher realms, to your intuitive arts, maybe to channeling. And to me, the first skill to grow and keep growing is to increase your ability to hear your inner voices. So when guidance comes in, or spirit speaks to us, it's often like a still small voice. And it almost feels like it's thinking through your mind. And so it's easy for the conscious mind, which loves to think it's in charge of everything, to say, oh, that's just me thinking. And yet the still small voice tends to be a little quieter, maybe softer. For me, if I'm saying it out loud, it's more resonant, it's richer. And so you ask your conscious mind, please be still. I want to hear spirit right now. Please let me hear spirit or hear my guides, whatever you're asking for. And it's helping the conscious mind realize that there are other means of knowing. That's what we're going to study a bit today. When you do get a voice or an intuitive hit, try to validate it and go, well, there may be meaning in that. I don't feel everything I think I'm hearing from spirit is spirit, because sometimes I'll feel a voice that's trying to act like spirit, and then I'll say, is this the highest truth? I'll often say, is this God's truth, or is this Goddess truth? But I do want to listen, and I want to validate it so I can grow it. One of the things they say about serendipity is that the more you notice serendipity, the more it happens. The more you validate the universe is talking to you, the more they're talking to you. It's a two-way street. So I want to focus on activating all means of knowing. The conscious mind, of course. It tends to act as source. Sometimes someone will say, how are you feeling? And the conscious mind says, I don't know, right? It doesn't. That's what we're feeling happens. And so part of, it's almost like our psyche is a timeshare, and it's helping the conscious mind realize that right now I'd like to hear from my heart, how my heart's feeling. So, and also to ask the conscious mind to be informed by intuitive mind, by higher mind, to really notice that there are many sources for knowing. One of them is the heart mind. And I want to do a screen share. And this is on your Mighty Networks group. This is the toroidal field of the heart. It operates as a torus. The energy comes in the first chakra, up right through the core and the heart, and spirals around, circles around in every direction. A fully opened heart chakra is 6 feet across. So we can close our heart, we can close that field down, or we can really open it and expand it. One of the things in heart mind, heart math, is they found that the heart is 5,000 times more electromagnetically stronger than the mind. 5,000 more electromagnetically stronger than the mind. And it's the pericardium around the heart that is full of neurons and sets up this electromagnetic field. So when you go into your heart, you're always receiving from your world. And if you take time to really go in and hear from it, see what the heart wants to say, it tends to speak succinctly, and it tends to be right on the money in how it speaks. So it envelops every cell of the body. If you notice, every cell's enveloped in our heart. When we work with Divine Mother, her heart is even more vast. We can be totally in her arms and totally enveloped in her heart chakra, which I love that feeling. It can be measured several feet away by sensitive magnetometers. It's that strong of an electromagnetic field. So there's more about this on your in the Mighty Networks group. If you want to see all of the resources we used to be able to put them in one box of resources. We have to figure out their new system. They changed it. And my person doesn't seem to quite have figured it out. But if you go on feed and you reset it to oldest, the best ones will come up on the top. Little secret. So the heart is also a guidance system. I have a friend who teaches about when you ask a question, it's almost like using muscle testing or using a pendulum. But in the heart, is this good for me? The heart expands. Is this not good for me? The heart contracts. So think of a question and ask in your heart, should I go to this event, or is this person good for me, or whatever, and see if the heart can expand or contracts. And then ask another question that's more the other direction. See if you can feel that. So that's a very quick way to get a response. You feel that? Yes? Yeah. Then we have our kinesthetic mind, or kinesthetic wisdom, and that's hunches. Often people will say, wow, I felt that in my body, or that gives me goosebumps, or whoa, I just shiver when I hear that. That's the kinesthetic response. And as we learn to listen, that's another form of information to inform our actions or our understanding of what's happening. Also, boy, that gives me a rush. The Kundalini wants to, ooh, all right, I want to move towards something that gives me a rush. Something that makes me shiver, I may want to move away from, you see. And muscle testing is a kinesthetic form. So I muscle test all kinds of things. The way I like to do it is I make a loop with one thumb and finger. I make a loop with the other thumb and finger, and I interloop them. Then I talk to my body. This is a way to learn, to develop it. Body, I want a communication system with you. So give me a really strong yes. And for me, I can hardly break that yes. It takes a lot of force. I really can't break it with a strong yes. And give me a really clear no, so that I can tell when something's not good, and I can hardly hold it. So you work with that over time to build that communication system. So I go in a restaurant and I go, would you like the salmon with da-da-da-da on it? No. Would you like the trout? Yes. Okay. Easy decision. I'll also do it when I'm working with someone. I'll muscle test their body. I'll ask, can so-and-so's body speak to me through, is this that person's body? And is this your heart? Is this your gut? Is this, and I'll get information that way kinesthetically. I'll also sometimes ask my guides, am I hearing this correctly? Okay, what do I need to hear? So it's a feedback system. So what you may sense is there's all these ways we can interact with our world and gain information from these different means of knowing. Then there's our emotions. You know, we think of the heart as emotions. Well, there's the heart mind. The emotions are felt everywhere in the body, and they're an internal guidance system. So anger, if someone says something or suggests something, or you see something and you're instantly angry, that's the internal guidance system saying, stop. I don't want to go there. If you have a lot of old anger, it can trigger that, and then it gets very confusing. So these are much more valuable once you've cleared out some of the old material. But if you listen to that, someone starts telling you something, you go, hold on a second, stop. Something's not feeling right here. And then you got time to, can I ask a question? Or is this about you or about me? Or you get to interact with what's happening because your emotion said, stop. If you feel fear, caution. I'm about to go walk on this path and whoa, a whole lot of fear comes up. I need to check in. So it doesn't necessarily mean don't go there, but it means caution. Check, stop. See what that means. That's why I might use muscle testing. Okay, guides, okay, and I'll call a specific guide. Can you see if this path is safe? Is it safe for me to walk? No. Would it be better to go the other direction? Yes. The universe wants to work with us, and we use these ways of allowing it. Sad might be, no, that doesn't, no, that doesn't feel good. Now, it could be sad that it touches something. So earlier while we were gathering, something got said that touched a memory in my body. So that's sad because it's touching a memory. But in the current moment, what's that emotion telling you? And joy and happy. Oh, go forward. Yeah. So then we also have body mind. The body mind is made up of the dantian, which is just below the navel. It's the body wisdom center, and it's halfway between the navel and the base of the spine. So the dantian and the nuclei in all the cells is the body mind. So when you talk to the body mind and you get it working with you, it's allowing your nervous system to react or respond to what you're offering or what you're asking. So if you want to heal something in your body, talk to your body mind. And what the council will often do is ask the body mind if it's willing to receive from higher mind the perfect template for this healing. And if it says yes, then you ask higher mind to bring that perfect template into your pituitary and your pineal gland, the master glands in the body. And now it has a blueprint for how to heal what you want to heal. So, like Monica, to ask your body, first your body mind if it's willing to receive it, and ask higher mind and your guidance to help bring in the perfect template for healing this condition and restoring your vision. And then ask your pituitary to receive this blueprint. And I often have this sense, it's kind of anthropomorphizing a gland, but it often feels like the pituitary is like spreading out these blueprints going, oh, now I know what to do. And then it works with all the glands in the body, and hormones help so many of the functions in the body. So it gives you guidance for where you want to go with your healing. And the body mind, it will give you kinesthetic signals. I had a gut feeling that wasn't okay for me. That's the body mind working through the organs, or there's a tightening in your gut. So you want to stop and go, what are you telling me? Hands there. What's the message? What's needed here? So you're paying attention to these signals. And then we have intuitive mind. So intuitive mind is the 1,000-petal lotus flower opening. It's the third eye and the crown. And you literally can invite them to blossom. So if people are really not having access to their intuition, we'll often find that in some lifetime or earlier this one, they might have even wrapped up these flowers to keep from losing them. Or in the witchy times to keep from being intuitive, because that was dangerous. In some families, it's dangerous. So you go in and you unwind or unwrap and encourage the blossoming of the third eye chakra and the blossoming of the crown. And I like to use my hands because the subconscious operates by ritual or imagery. So if you just invite it to blossom, subconscious doesn't even know what you're doing. But you go in and you visualize it and you give it some ritual and imagery, you breathe into it, the subconscious goes, oh, we're going to be more open now. Okay, all right, I'm willing. Higher mind is even beyond that. So one of these times we'll look at all the chakras beyond the crown. So that's reaching up into the transpersonal mind and all the way up into your soul mind. So we have a mindfulness that's working with higher mind, but then the soul mind is also a source of information. And it's in these chakras way beyond the crown. How's that for a lot of resources? Yeah. All right. I know you're saying something, Monica. Do you want to unmute and share that?
Oh, I just think that's so cool. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I really felt in my heart chakra, the thing about, there was the most recent thing that you said that really, I just felt it in my heart chakra and I felt like, oh my God, that's available. I could totally do that. Even I'm one of those people that probably shut down on consciously when I was a child because it didn't feel safe.
Me too. People ask, have you always been psychic or have you always been intuitive? And I'd say, no, I was totally shut down. It was in my late 30s and 40s I began to open to it. So yeah, you have access, ever-growing access, I feel, as you do the practices. So we're going to do an exercise because I think that the more we get aware of these inner sources, then we're more sovereign when we work with guides. We're not turning our power over to them because we know that we're also the source of a lot of guidance. So, and then if y'all want, next time we might practice some channeling, work with intuitive arts, but I want to work with these inside. So are there any questions before we go to the exercise? Anything that wants to get said? And you'll want your journal and pen.
That was my question. Is it going to be moving or are we writing? Yeah.
Writing. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
And take a breath. So I'll offer a question to work with, and if you feel there's something else you want to use instead around whatever is alive in your world, then work with that. I never need you to actually follow. I just want to make it available for you to have the introspection. All right, you ready? So allow yourself once again to go inside, to ground. Ah, big breath, let it go with a little shaking. It resets the nervous system. Ah. Feeling that deep grounding, that connection with your being. And the question that we'll work with, one question that will work with these different means of knowing. The question is, what is at the heart of my true work, and how can I align with that? What is at the heart of my true work, and how can I align with that? So tuning in, first ask your mind, what input does it have? So mind, I'm going to listen to you first. What do you want to say to this question? How can I align? What is the heart of my true work, and how can I align with it? It might have some next steps or something to share. And record what your mind tells you. What do you think about it? If you need more time, raise your hand. And then thank your mind. Thank you, mind. You're so good. Thank you for all the thinking you do and all the resources you bring. I really appreciate you. And right now, I want to listen to other means of knowing. And so I'd like you to be still. You can sit on a pillow over here if you'd like and take notes. We'll talk later. And I'd like you to allow me to hear these other voices in my head. And ego, you're amazing. You try to serve me all the time. I have a pillow for you too, because this is not ego's work. So I'd like you to come sit over here, be still, take notes. We'll talk later. Thank you for all your good work for me. And then take a breath and imagine you can let your consciousness flow down your core and into your heart. Come sit in your heart sanctuary. And ask in your heart, what is at the heart of my true work, and how can I align with it? And if there's more time while others are writing, you can ask, what are the next steps to align with the heart of my true work? What do I do next? Need more time, raise your hand. And now tune in to your sensate body, your animal body. And see what it wants to say, a felt sense or a hunch about what it takes to follow your heart. What does it take to align with the heart of your true work? What does your sensate body tell you? The kinesthetic sense. Perhaps what do you need to liberate yourself to align with your deepest purpose? And what's the felt sense of how that would feel in your body, that alignment? And now, tune into your emotional body. What are your feelings? What emotions come up around really stepping into the heart of your true work, aligning with it? What does it spark? And what would be the feelings if you truly liberated yourself to do this most important aspect of your work here? And it's information. Fear comes up, that informs you. Something to work with. Anyone need more time? So now tuning in to your third eye. Might just touch your third eye and ask, what does my intuition tell me about this? Me and aligning with my true work, the heart of what I'm here to do. What's my intuition tell me? It may feel like thinking, but more expansive. Reminding your conscious mind to allow your intuitive mind to give you what it's thinking right now. And then imagine you can feel the 1,000-petaled lotus flower of the crown blossoming, expanding. Give it permission. Use your hands if you wish. Invite the angels to activate this source of inner wisdom and soul wisdom. And imagine reaching into the heart of your soul. What does your soul wish to share with you about this aligning with the heart of your true work? Freeing yourself to do that. Expanding into your soul's wisdom. And imagine opening to your soul and to higher mind, spirit mind. And ask your being and your guidance to help you go even deeper. What's behind what you've seen? And what do you need to release or need to expand? Allowing yourself to receive this. Conscious mind being still like an altar on which spirit can communicate. What's behind what you've seen? Higher mind. What else do I need to know? Breathe deeply. Thank yourself. Bless yourself. Feeling your deep grounding, imagine expanding on up into spirit, into that place in your being that's pure soul essence. The dimensions beyond your crown and open to your quantum nature. Invite your intuitive mind to be informed by your multidimensional nature. Spirit knows. Just allowing yourself to open way up in your being into your quantum nature that exists in the realms of pure light. And often what arrives here is in the language of light. Maybe images, maybe knowings. It's the input from spirit. And then imagine bringing all you've learned into your heart and into your core. Inviting all you've gained to inform your nervous system and your body of the changes you want. Put one hand right below the navel, one on the heart. Let your body, mind know I'm calling in these shifts. And I want to know what you need to incorporate this wisdom. For body mind to be informed by universal mind, by God mind. And tune in. What's the message from body mind? Hmm. And thank yourself, bless yourself. Good work. And just let this settle. If there's any more journaling, you can do that. We're going to take our break. And we'll come back and share what we learned when we work with the council. Okay. So we'll be back at 15 after the hour. Hmm. All right, coming back. Hmm. Here we are. So let's call in our friends in high places, shall we? So breathing and grounding. Allow yourself to center, flow right into the core of your body, arriving in the heart of now. I ask the angels and archangels, please create for us a crystalline temple of radiant energy, now and for each replay, cleansing and clearing all energies not of the light from around any of us, and weaving for each of us our own chrysalis of radiant light, filled with the rays and vibrations needed by this work and by our growth, our evolution, and our work. I ask God, Goddess, source of all that is, encompass us so completely in your radiant light. May we set spirit in the toroidal field of your radiant heart, ensuring only beings serving love, light, and truth may participate in any way. Deepest healing, highest guidance is received. You will breathe and ground, invoking your own most radiant high self to assist you in receiving all you need and releasing all it serves to release as you fill with your light and light from source. I welcome into this sacred temple the Council of 12, and I welcome those beings from the heart of the light only who are guides or loved ones for anyone here. Greetings, dear ones. We greet you, we bless you. We're honored to be with you. And we feel that you all have just had an experience of accessing wisdom on different, little spray here, different levels of your being. So we'd love to do our teachings from your shares of what you learned, what that was like for you, what did you learn, what did it expand in you or bring up in you? So who would like to share? Monica, is that saying yes, you'd like to share? You'd have to unmute. Don't have to, but we'd hear you better. You're still muted, dear.
Mute. Okay, how
Yep.
about now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I would like to invite everyone, first with you, to invite me to come visit you in your actual location so I can do a Sexploration with Monica episode from that location. For instance, Ashland, Turkey, a lot of these other, even England, you know, all of these other locations, I'm so inspired to that. So just to know, my challenges have been, you know, I have the monk mind mentality that I'm like in scarcity all the time. The only way I make money is through real estate. And I don't make an episode so quickly because I am a perfectionist. And so I edit anything I put on my website so that it is like a professional radio show. So that being said, you know, if you want an invitation, please reach out to me. And also, yeah, I'm excited to produce more and explore more. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of meditation, starting with the Joe Dispenza books and go from there, in trying to have healing. Because I want it, I deserve it. Thank you.
You do. So it's interesting, almost like the work of the world, I can make money. The work of my heart, I'm not allowed to. Spirit's really very willing to offer great abundance for the work of the heart. So there may be an internal shift in your personality that wants to happen that says, when I do my exquisite work of producing radio shows, I get very well paid. And it can be that there are people, so sorry, that there are people that pay you a lot, so some friends and colleagues can pay you less, could be a scale. But we want you to consider the possibility of making thousands from a radio show, just for how it expands your consciousness. You open to that?
Yes, you betcha.
Right? How many thousands would you like at the top end of the scale?
10.
All right, so 10,000. So universe, expand my consciousness to allow me to receive $10,000 for one of my exquisite radio shows. And that means I give up a whole lot of old beliefs. So I surrender all the beliefs in the way of me receiving $10,000 for a radio show. Yeah. And I am becoming the host of Sexploration with Monica, or its next evolution, that earns $10,000 here and there and here and there, and earns other monies from people who might pay less. But I'm going to aim at that $10,000 person or situation. How does that land in your body?
$10,000 is a lot of money. I know how much money it is because, you know, real estate Bay Area, but yeah, like I also want to invite our community here to reach out to me. And it doesn't have to be $10,000, obviously.
So
but I do travel, and I am feeling very expensive now.
Great, great. So you want to open to the big and allow these other levels, and yet still stay open. Stay open to surprise. Someone might say, I love your radio shows. Would you do a series of 5? And how many thousands is that? You know, we don't tend to think that there are people who could easily put 10,000 into something like that.
Yeah.
So it's opening the willingness to receive. So the Femifesting meditation on the website would be a great one to tune into whatever future self is making a really good living, doing what you love the most, and let her show you how she does that. It's all about expanding consciousness. If you're going from lack and limitation to abundance, you know there's old beliefs to release and new ones to bring in. Not sure if we posted, there's a great poem on the website to Lakshmi, Fill Me Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the bodhisattva of absolute abundance, prosperity, wealth. And you always come with gratitude. Thank you so much for that fabulous sale last month, whatever it was. I love it when you bring big amounts of money into my life. And I'm ready to court more big amounts of money into my life so that I have the funds to travel and do my show wherever I wish. I want money because it buys freedom. It's hard to just want money. What do you want it for? What's the goal? I want money because it allows me to serve more people.
Sex positivity to the world.
Yeah. I want to be so well paid that my shows proliferate on the planet and it increases sex positivity for the world.
Yeah.
So you could shift some beliefs for that purpose, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to do real estate in the Bay Area, boy, I'd be happy to help you. You know, because that's part of how to make it all work. But yeah.
Right. And you can have both things growing.
Yeah.
But what wants to grow is your abundance consciousness,
Yeah.
prosperity consciousness. If you put that into Google, there's probably videos to watch for it. And yet that Femifesting one that's on the website that you got the link to last week, that's one of the best because it doesn't go from here to where you want to go. It invites spirit to get you in your quantum self and plop you into a reality, which might be a parallel universe where you live that kind of abundance and prosperity all the time.
Oh, because you can also see your parallel universes.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes the parallel universe is so much more to your liking that you just bring it alongside and step over into it.
Right.
You can literally shifting it from one universe to another. Mystery's vast.
Yeah. Right now I don't have like visions because I said no to my witchy self. And so I am inviting those now.
Beautiful. Shall we say a prayer with you on that?
Please, yes. Invited.
Great Mother Goddess, Great Spirit, Heart of Love itself. I chose at some point to turn off my vision because I was a little afraid of my witchy self and it got me in trouble in other lifetimes, and we know those stories. And Great Mother Goddess, I want all my vision now. I want my internal vision. I want my heart's vision. I want my physical body's vision. I want my intuitive vision. I want my soul's vision. And I ask that you recreate me with my vision fully turned on, operating highly functional. And I offer up all that's in the way. All the ways I turned it off, all the ways that I didn't believe, all the old beliefs. You can retool my mind and my consciousness to have full sight on every level. I accept. Blessed be.
Hey, women. Amen.
Mm,
Everybody else.
yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. It seems inviting all of your vision will help your physical vision come back. It's really allowing yourself to be the visionary that you really are.
I wouldn't have taken this course, I think, if I had, maybe if I hadn't lost my vision, I think, or I hadn't lost some of it anyway. Like, I think this really brought me here, and I'm like, I need to meditate more.
Yes. That's what happens. These physical plane challenges almost force this spiritual evolution. And it's a planet full of them.
Yeah. Boy.
Yep. Everybody has different versions, different strokes for different folks, and everyone has them because that's what moves the evolutionary train on the track.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Healing arts.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you. Does that feel complete?
Yes. Thank you.
Beautiful. Who else would like to share from the exercise what you learned? Kaya.
Righty. What is at the heart of my true work, and how can I align with that? Co-creative partnership with the divine and conscious collaboration with a male partner. Expand my calling into the public arena. Light of the soul energy transmissions for hundreds of people at a time. I felt a lot of big energy upswelling, with that creative opportunity. Global impact with nature spirits, guides, and devas, being a way shower for this realm. Holistic homestead with acres, teaching, reaching people, they coming there for experiential learning and sense of community, Nature Spirit Academy. The challenge is a sense of dread about the complexity of the business structure that's needed. And also I have health issues that tend to bog me down. They capture my attention like a child that needs to be taken care of all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the dread, we suspect, comes from, oh my God, how do I do all that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And wherever you feel dread, you go, okay, spirit,
Yeah.
big plan. Thank you so much. Who else is in this plan?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what do I need? Who do I need to call? What kinds of support is needed so I can focus on the content?
Mm-hmm.
So I really want business support. I want whatever it is you want. I want someone else to handle all the office details, or if I'm going to create some kind of landed thing, I want somebody who loves doing organizing and business.
Mm-hmm.
Like Evelina's put out, I want someone who would love, it's their pleasure to organize and create this Tantra community so I can just teach. And that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you if the plan feels too big and it brings up dread, then you ask who else is involved and how do you support this plan? And I want to add ease. Because spirit never intends to burn anyone out. And where the plan, when you go with the plan, where it gets to burnout is where part of you gets either hung up on details or you try to do it without enough collaboration,
Mhm.
or you're really meaning to call someone to you, it's shared vision.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you. I had an insight along the way there that part of me doesn't want to grow up.
Uh-huh.
Because as children we're free to explore and have our experiences, and we have our lessons, and then oh my gosh, we have to get driver's license, and we have to make a living, and we have to do all that stuff. So there's a part of my psyche that really sees expanding my bandwidth horizontally and going out to the world is like a big time growing up process. There was an insight there. Oh, that's big grown up stuff. Yeah.
Good insight. And it's probably valuable to say to the inner child,
Yeah.
I will keep growing up because that's my job as adult.
Mhm.
And what I need from you is to play.
Mhm.
So I want to work with you on this, that we still have playtime,
Yeah.
self-care time, we still have some ease. And if I start taking it to too much work, you tell me,
Mhm.
because I want you to stay child so I can be the grown-up.
Yeah.
Because you don't take all of yourself into grown-up.
Mhm. And I'm grateful to Collage. I'll keep saying this to Evelina. So, after 4 years of being in an I don't zone, from moving in a pandemic, I've got collage spread out all over my floor. So that is my playtime. That's like children coloring on the floor. So that piece has come back, and it's good for me.
It's really good for you.
Mhm.
You get to play, you get to be childlike, and then you get to see something about yourself.
Yeah. Mhm.
In what the collage is.
Mhm.
Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. At the end of every channeling, we always say, asking the guides to support the person's visions, their highest destinies to come true with miracles of grace and ease. You want the miracles, but you want the grace and ease with it. Yeah. Thank you, Kaya. Who else? Marina?
Thank you. Wow. This was such a beautiful activity because all the layers went deeper and deeper into really, the soul and the psyche. And what my heart, what is the heart of the true work is by learning to lovingly embrace and love all of yourself, you are teaching others to do that too. So you are here to give permission to yourself to be who you are. And what do I do next is just follow that zing in my body. And I feel that it feel like the sun's rays and the waters on my skin. And the spirit mind's message was that it was actually Mother Gaia who sent me here, and she wants me to co-create with her. And then there was this lot of light and a dove. And of course, the dove is the sign of the goddess and also of home. I've got of being at home. When I first moved in here, I had four pairs of doves nesting in my balconies, and they're coming back because spring is coming again. But here's what like little gems that I feel coming through. And I actually wanted to share my screen and show you this place that I found, this island. If you don't mind, is there time for that? Okay, here we go.
You see enthusiasm?
Oh my God, yes. So here it says perfect living space.
Mhm. Quite a large island. Mhm. So where you're pointing is the building? I think you muted again, Marina. There we go.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the lot, and then there's like this beach access with a platform, and the rest, the whole land is a nature reserve, and this is the building. It's
Wow.
gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah. I don't know if I can go next. Yeah, it's got 4 bedrooms upstairs. It's just a beautiful land with gorgeous views.
Mhm.
And it's been renovated. And that's the outdoors.
Beautiful.
And I'm one of the bedrooms upstairs. And this is the landing for the boats to
Mhm.
actually come and go. And that's the Mediterranean Sea. And then here is the view from upstairs.
Beautiful.
And it's just breathtaking. And the interesting thing is that there's a sunken city in the island next to it, which I actually guided tours to by boat. We went on boat tour to look at the sunken city, which sunk in an earthquake in the 1st century. So I've been next to this place like 15 times this summer, and it just like really feels wild, wild, wild. And what I'm sensing that I could maybe also work it into my like long time dream is to do away with borders and countries, because I feel that since it is a nature reserve, maybe some international funding could come in, and it could be something that is like overriding countries and borders. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. It sounds really huge. And I had very similar to Kayakote, that fear and dread of like, well, it's so big and it's so scary that it's just like bigger than what I've ever thought possible. But then there was this whisper of like, I've I've got it all in me to do it. I've got it all because I've been a leader all my life. I just never actually recognized it. And and then and then to lean into it, to face those fears. And
Mm.
I think, like the council just said, or like you said earlier, is to find the right team, to find the right helpers. Yeah, because it's huge.
It's huge. And so you go, okay, goddess, okay, God, you want me to do this? It's bigger than me. Bring the team. Show me how this is possible. There are ways I don't know yet, but somehow, somewhere in spirit, it's known. And keep informing me. Show me the steps.
Yeah. And I really felt the energy of the mermaid as well when we were doing the soul light meditation, because that is so much me. Like I feel like fish out of water when I'm not on the water. So it feels really, really important to be on the water here. So, hmm,
Not just on the water, but surrounded by the water there.
yeah.
And it may be there's some level of development that wants to happen on that land that funds could come and support
Yeah.
to turn it into even more of a resource.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel. It's like it needs to be like protected for future. You see what I mean? Or to work with the ancestry of the land. Because when I first arrived in Turkey and I did a labyrinth, oh my gosh, I saw everything, the whole bloody history of this whole land, because we all came through here. Thousands and thousands, like all humans went through here, all empires were here. So it's definitely ancient and going forward as well.
So then you could also call in all the way back in the ancestry to where the luminous ones are,
Mm,
to the light-filled ancestors of the land and of yourself, and ask, how do we create this dream to become possible?
mm,
So the land can have a voice. You go listen to the land, but you also listen to the ancestors of the building, the land,
yeah.
and maybe the nature realms, the guidance for making it a nature preserve. What does the David kingdom want here? And can you bring the resources?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. Wow, thank you. That feels really good. Mm.
Does that feel complete? Thank you.
I could go next.
Great. All right.
Hi. So I feel like everything that came up for me, I hope I'm not sounding like a broken record, but this is just what's up for me right now is just, like the heart of my true work is to be a leader and be a teacher and be somebody who shares and inspires. And somehow, like in this chapter of my life, I'm so far away from that. And yet, like more clear than ever that that's what needs to happen. Like that's what my soul is saying, like my intuitive mind is like, obviously. And that judgment that I have of like, I just have such judgment of myself right now. And it has me like paralyzed, like terrified of being judged by others, which, like I did not have before. And I can only have faith that this is happening now to teach me something and that it's part of the lesson. But it's so strong, just this like perfectionist need to get it right and this fear of just sharing myself. And I know that it's like deep healing of old traumas, probably from this lifetime and probably past lifetimes too, that is happening so that I can step out into like my fullest space and align with my true work. So yeah, it just really feels like that is the only way that I'm gonna feel free, feel a freedom and a sense of like relaxation, because I'm doing what I know I need to be doing. And until then, it's like this anxiety, that I'm constantly feeling of not fulfilling my soul's purpose. And, if there's one thing I get from like this beautiful friend's death last week, it's like she was living her purpose more than anyone that I know, more than anyone that I know, and she did it in such a huge way. And there's a way of looking back and being like, wow, did she know that she was going to like pass at 38? And so she had to just do it all really fast, lickety split, like get her work out there, and her purpose and be all of who she is. I'm like in hiding right now. And it feels really like dark and lonely in here.
When you named your fear being so strong and the perfectionism, The question we wanted to ask is that yours or whose is that?
I don't even know. It's such a huge part of me that I don't even know. I mean, yes, maybe it's from my mom. Like, for sure, it could have come from there, but it also feels like a deep part of my soul at this point.
Has it felt that way before all these deaths?
To a certain extent, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's, yeah, the part of me, the scared, insecure part of me is like magnified right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I feel broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, your heart's been broken one too many times. Yeah. 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 Let's just be with this broken heart a minute. Yeah. This has really been hard.
I know, but I hear you say that then, and it's like the voice inside me, like my ego, you know, my mind is just saying, like, it's not that hard.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. And how's that trying to help?
It's not.
It's not helping. It's not helping. Please don't try to beat Dara out of her emotions. Please don't try that. That's not helping. Yeah. Yeah. There's just another death. Would it be okay? We want to say to that voice, would it be okay to allow some grieving for this friend?
I guess there's part of me that feels like, yes, I want to be grieving, but I'm also just like not really living, you know, like that's part of what I'm feeling about myself right now is like, I'm not really living, I'm hiding, I'm grieving. And I just am having such a hard time trusting the process.
How about we reframe something? I'm hibernating a bit. I'm needing to allow myself a lot of private time for my grief process so that I can free myself up to move on in my life. And it takes the judgment off. It's an appropriate thing to hibernate when you're grieving, right?
Yeah, I guess also I think that I hear that, and yes, that's true. And I guess, you know, the fact that this has come on the coattails of the breakup, where for, you know, a number of years, I was also hiding because of the toxicity and the experiences that I was having in that relationship. And so it's just like, it's literally years at this point.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, that's part of it too.
Can we do a prayer for you?
Yes.
Sometimes this feels like a way to create a shift. So speaking as if we're speaking as you, Great Mother Goddess, Spirit Divine, I've had this habit of hiding. And for one reason or another, it has felt justified, but I want to release the habit of hiding. I really want to offer up whatever the internal dialogue or beliefs are that lead me to hide, even to hide from myself. And I don't know for sure, Mother Goddess, how to allow myself to come out, to be visible, to live my life fully from my center. So I ask you to guide me. Help me learn that. And I ask you in the great womb of your heart, can you absorb this isolation? Can you absorb the grief that's led to the isolation so much of my life? Can you dissolve the ways that I've put walls around myself and bring me fully into my life. I want to live my life from my center. Yeah. One of our favorite prayers is, Great Mother Goddess, take me into the radiant heart, that great womb of your heart. It's full of love. And recreate me as if I'd always been wondrously loved. Recreate me as if I'd always been wondrously loved, with all the safety that entails to be me. Yeah. She's always a yes. Yeah. And so when you're feeling a need to grieve, ask Divine Mother to hold you. Or you feel like hiding, ask her to hold you in the great womb of her heart. Sometimes Evelina says, cook me up again. Recreate me. Literally, recreate me as if I'd always been wondrously loved. Yeah. Spend some time in her womb. She'll do it. It's also lovely if you're getting body work to just say, right now I want to have silence because I want to be in the womb of Great Mother's heart as we work. So you're being touched and stroked and recreated, rebirthed by her. Yeah. So how does that feel?
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also wonder if there's some person close to you that you're wanting to come out of hiding. Is there anyone close to you that would be willing to hold you in your grief?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to ask someone and say, I'd like 20 minutes, a half hour of just being able to feel whatever I feel from all the losses. I don't need anything to fix me. I don't need any solutions. But would you just be like a mother's arms holding me and letting me be? I need that. That would be really valuable. Mhm. Yeah. Good. And then we feel to work with some affirmations and maybe to go into the woods there around you. And maybe with a friend, since you're coming out of isolation, it could be with yourself in spirit, and declare, okay, world, I'm coming out. Okay, world, I'm going to start walking in this world as me, as the radiant being that somewhere in my soul I know myself to be.
Yeah.
And tell the trees, get demonstrative, because that's what shifts the subconscious. Tell the trees, I'm showing up now.
Yeah.
Better be ready, because I'm coming into my leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm allowing myself to become visible. I have so many gifts to give. And I'm coming alive to give them. The more you stomp and act it out, the better. Because the subconscious has this old mechanism, these old neuronal pathways that it drops into of hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're offering new neuronal pathways to it. Yeah. Mhm. So how's that landing?
Yeah, I appreciate all of that.
Good. Yeah. Hiding's just a coping mechanism. We get to identify our coping mechanisms and go, I think I'll check that one at the door.
Yeah.
It's not a garment I want to put on anymore. I'm just going to check it at the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do I want instead? And then you create that new way of coping.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So appreciate your vulnerability.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right, who else? Mikhail?
Well, for me, doing the exercise, I had such a bad headache, but my heart and my mind said basically the same thing, walk with people. But I do have a resistance with everything that happened in my life that I'm just like, I don't know if I want to go back there again. But my happiest time in my life is when I had the wellness center, when I was doing energy work, healing and everything.
Mhm.
And so I need to transmute that resistance
Mhm.
if
Mhm.
that is really what my soul wants. But during the week, I had a list of all the things, business idea that I could start, and was the book, with starting my site with my coaching and everything, travel to retreats and to more things. But the only things I really have control over is the book, my website, and the tool. All three is to work with other people.
Yep.
Oh boy. But right now I'm feeling a little bit shaky because I don't know where my home is.
Mhm.
And I knew when I moved to Ecuador, it was not for long. I knew it was about 2 to 5 years max. But yet I'm still having some resistance about moving again, about putting myself out there again, letting people in my field again, because I've worked so hard to get my sovereignty back. And I just don't know where to start and what to do about this.
One place to start is to say to that voice, I don't want to go back there, is I'm not going back there. What I'm working with is where do I want to go forward to? And it may look and feel very different.
Okay.
So there's resistance because you don't want to let the kind of people who've been in your field. Good. That's beautiful. So there's parts of you that need the message that the kinds of people that I'll work with are very different from those people I've gotten out of my field. So one place to start might be to really vision the kinds of people that would be worthy of being in your field.
Okay.
People who are self-reliant, people who are open and receptive to the work, people who have a lot of skills and capacities, you see. So you're giving to your psyche a different picture than back there.
Mm-hmm.
And our sense is that you don't move until you're compelled, till there's an inner compulsion to move.
Okay.
That the real movement is one inside first of I'm opening to the possibility of doing work with people. How does that feel? What do I want in that and what do I not want in that? We'll share it maybe on the Mighty Networks, but we've shared it with you before of the 3 circles. So 3 concentric circles, and you take whatever kinds of people you might want, for instance. You put the kinds you want the most in the middle, and then others around. And you let your psyche know, I'm not doing that outer circle. That's a no.
Okay.
Kinds of situations. You can do it with that. It's a way to discern your heart's priority in something. And our sense is you're probably not moving until there's something irresistibly calling you forward. Not just, well, I should go find a place to live.
Yeah.
And it may be that it comes through you exploring different retreat centers, spend a time here and spend a time there. And what do I like and what don't I like? And what's really good about this? And what is an absolute no for anything I would do?
Okay.
And see what happens. You may find some colleagues that might create something with you, or you may find, oh, I love this retreat center, and this is a beautiful site, and these are lovely people. Maybe I just offer my work here for a while. Maybe it doesn't have to be the whole big dream. Maybe it's, I offer my work here, see how that feels. And if I like it, I stay. If I don't like it, I withdraw. Or I'm gleaning enough of what I want, and I'm making contacts, and the retreat center I might create next arrives. It arises out of that. It's very different to, okay, now I'm going to create a retreat center. Where do I start?
But I don't want to create a retreat center again. Well, I don't know if my soul wants that in the future, but right now, no, I don't want to be tied down.
Yeah, that's what we
I
hear.
want to travel.
Yeah. Well, there are people who offer healing on cruise ships, and on
I was
tours.
thinking about that.
And you've got a fellow sister here, tour guide. There are people who travel with this kind of work. There are people who go to conferences and they offer this work as a healer. So you go, how are all the ways that I can dabble in what I love and not get tied down to something?
Am I even ready to start to put my feet out there? Why am I so resistant to even try?
Because you're just getting your feet under you. You're cooking. Our sense is you're in a percolation stage. And you let it cook for a while.
Okay.
Baby's not ready to be born for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. How's it feel when you hear that?
That's way better. Release the pressure that I have to do anything.
That's right. There's somewhere between doing absolutely nothing and I got to put myself out there before I'm ready. And it's visioning and playing with it. And if I did, just perchance, find a place where I wanted to offer my services, what characteristics would it have to have? Well, ocean.
Yeah.
Definitely near the water. Receptive people. And people that right now they don't rely on me. They come, they do it, they go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to start with little bits to really find out who is the new Mikhail. Who's Mikhail Love? How does she want to show up in the world?
Is there a community here in that town that I am? Because frankly, I just don't know anybody. Is it me to go out and start a community, or is there people like me here?
We don't hear much of anything in you ready to go out and start a community.
Yeah.
we hear more that you want to tap into somebody's really well-read, well-led community
Yeah.
where you can just go play. And you could travel anywhere
Okay.
and come back to your little sanctuary.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, our sense is I don't feel there's a community very close to you. There are some within travel distance. And then there's others in the world that feel more fulfilling to you.
Yeah, I don't mind traveling.
Well, and you have enough languages that you could fit into many communities, right? Yeah.
Okay, that feels better.
Yeah. So where might I go that I could speak French and do my work? Or speak Spanish and do my work?
Okay.
Yeah. Just broadening. Right now it's broadening the range. And then looking, what's a low-hanging fruit that I might want to pluck? Oh, maybe it's an outdoor festival where I go and I offer my healing work for 1 week. You see, you have time and energy to play in that way. So the resistance is against, now I have to be visible, now I get tied down, now I have to make this happen. So you just keep, where is there not resistance? Oh, I could go to a week. I know a healing body worker who went for a month in Mexico and taught at a retreat center or worked at one, you see. So what's the least onerous for me? Or, better question, what would be the most fun?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All
Thank you so
right.
much. I am
You're
complete.
Excellent. So who else? Karen has a message for you in the chat, Mikhail. So Karen or Valerie, do either of you want to go? Or Kaya, did you go in this second? Yeah. Valerie?
I can go. I was debating about whether or not to go just because I've received a lot from everyone else's shares today. Well, that happened last week too, but a lot of things really resonated. I definitely am in this percolating space, cocooning space.
Mhm.
And a lot of what came through for me was an affirmation of that it's okay to be in that kind of being versus doing mode. However, I also really resonated with what Dara was sharing about the hiding. I'm aware of that. There are also pieces of that and the discernment of like where, it's a bit of a fine line sometimes with that. I also definitely resonate with the piece about the scarcity mindset coming up, and that at times in the past I've often like panicked and maybe not made it like a completely knee-jerk decision, but often like grabbing for something that is safe and quote unquote a definite paycheck, or
Mhm.
there may be a place for that, to be able to provide other things, but there have been lots of times where I've done that and what it's actually done is just taken all my energy. away from the things that are lighting me up, and from gifts that I have to offer. So I guess if there was any question out of all of that remaining, because I really did take a lot from what's been shared, would be like help with that discernment. I also had a lot of information coming through about really being open to like things I haven't even thought of yet, and also collaborations,
Mhm.
travel retreats also. Because that safety piece, I'm like, I will grab onto something like super inside the box, right? Uh, instead of being open to these possibilities. I'm trusting, you know.
So good affirmation for you might be, if spirit wants me to do something, I will be given the resources for it. We feel the discernment is always what's closest to my heart. What does my heart want? And the path of the heart is the path of your soul. And all the resources are put on that path. So when you're doing what your heart wants the most, the resources show up. And so you shift your belief of, I'm really being asked to do this. If it's so clear, this is my work, the resources will come from spirit. I'll be guided, I'll be directed, I'll meet the right people. Yeah. And then the prayer is, help me walk the path of my heart with confidence and assurance that I'm walking it with spirit. A lot of times you get to where I don't know what to do next. And a good phrase is, I don't know. I don't need to know. God knows, the goddess knows. I'll be informed when it's time. So it's partnering is part of how you come out of that needing to grab for security. You call it in this way instead of something from the world, because what we see is 90% of the time people go to get a secure job to make some money so they can do things on the side, and then making the money uses up all the resources. Doesn't get to the other. So it's having the courage to say, okay, spirit, if you want me to do this and put the resources for it, and here's how much I want to make every month, these are the kinds of people I want, I need collaboration here, show me how to do it. And the next thing is, and I offer up all the beliefs in me that are in the way. When you call for soul, I offer up all the beliefs in me that are in the way. When you ask for support to go to the next level, you offer up, you surrender what's kept you at the level where you've been. And you don't have to know what it is. Mother Goddess, recreate me capable of following my heart's desire and creating a prosperous life, doing what my soul wants me to do.
Yeah, I really resonated with the what was shared about the recreating in the one with that really, because I feel very, like I said, like in the womb, in the cocoon, in the whatever, but I know I'm approaching, you know, immersion, the birth canal.
The cervix is beginning. It's beginning to open. Yeah, you're close.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet. Rest a little more. But let yourself be held, and the whole image of hold me in the womb of your heart and help me and birth the whole me. Recreate me fully capable of doing what I'm here to do.
Yeah, that was really, or is really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. Marina says gentle emergence.
Mm.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Karen, we have a little bit of time. Do you want to share?
Hi.
Hi.
Gosh, I've been having a lot of stuff coming out here as I've been listening to everybody else. I was surprised by a re-emergence of a name I was given, a spirit or medicine name I was given long ago, which was Dreaming Jaguar. And it just kind of clicked into everything I was talking about right now in this exercise we did. And I'm just having all these kind of clicks and links and things happening as I've been sat here. And it's then some expansion as well, just about suddenly I've gone from just thinking about it in relation to my work, who I am, into maybe this is meant to be bigger or something. So that kind of went into that place. And then there's all these memories and things coming up that are all clicking in. So I'm having quite a bit of heat right now.
Activated. Yeah.
And just in a good way, and things from quite a while ago, like maybe, like some late 80s. So, and anyway, it's very fascinating.
Sounds like you're percolating.
I am definitely percolating.
Yeah. Beautiful. A lot of birth images here.
Yeah, there's yeah, and birthing is, for me, is like a lot of the core of my work is bridging from the non-verbal world and worlds to the verbal, to bring it through. It's like a bridge. I'm like a bridge, and I have a way. I can do that. And I'm recognizing way back how I could do that, even to way little. That I've always had it, so I can feel this whole thread now, all the way through, and that feels good. Great. Something coherent is coming out of a lot of stuff all over the place.
It's beautiful when it links up.
Out of it all right now.
What's really beautiful when it links up, when you can see the thread.
Yeah. Like my child was involved, and I can think of this completely amazing incident where she had this incredible knowing, completely and utterly. And so I want to talk to her and ask her some things. There's all kinds of bits to it. It's really sweet. And then the Jaguar part, which is quite powerful in a way. And there's all kinds of energies and levels in it. It's very fascinating.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome. Beautiful. Thank you. So we have a few minutes, and in one of our 8-month groups, one of the women asked a question that is quite a lovely one. And the question is to ask of the group what you can, or the share is, what you can count on me for, and what I want from each other. So what do you have to offer to Unmighty Networks, or people can call you, or you can count on me to be a cheerleader? What can you count on me for in this group? And what do you want from the others in this group? Does anyone want to offer what you can count on me for? Or what I want to ask? Monica?
I'm having a little struggle.
You
How
just-
about now? Did I do
Yeah.
it? Okay. Okay, so anyone can count on me for real estate advice and you can call me at any time. Usually I leave my phone on and I do get calls from unknown numbers. So I would love to chat and collaborate and plan visions, and certainly the offer around the podcast is always there, also the real estate piece.
Great.
Yeah.
So if it's an unknown number, is it better if they text you and then call?
Oh, sure. But you can always just give it a wangle if you feel inspired. Yeah. So either way.
All right.
Yeah.
Is this to just
But
this
a
group
question.
or to other people that?
Oh, no, anyone. I mean, obviously.
No, I mean, like the question that Evelina asked, is this just to us, to each other, or to a wider group?
To each other.
Just to each other, okay.
In this cohort, what can you
Okay,
offer?
got it. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
And what might you want to receive?
It's a technical question, Monica, but I can't call the United States from Turkey. Do you use WhatsApp or
WhatsApp.
anything like
Let's WhatsApp.
Good.
WhatsApp.
Okay, good. Yes. Good. Yes, you can definitely count on visiting Turkey anytime because
I've always wanted to.
because right now I've got enough space to host everyone, and if I'll have a whole island, I mean, yes, and it'll be even bigger. So yes, absolutely. This is the world's largest museum and very magical, ancient land and sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and also I would love to receive any kind of bouncing off and feedback, like a chat, like you said, Monica, when I have something that's either inspiring or bugging me or anything that I get to see my blind spots. So I would be grateful for anyone to offer me some insight into what I'm going through, because I'm very much an external processor.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Great.
Yay.
Anyone else? And you can think on it and post it on Mighty Networks if something doesn't occur now.
Yeah, I'd like to think about it. I just off the top of my head, just in the field of work that I'm in, if I'm open to people talking to me or asking anything about that they might want, which is, and you can check that out at karenmelton.com. And it's basically somatic pre and perinatal field of work. It's quite wide and deep. So I'm open for that. That's the work I live and do. And I'll think about anything. I'll think about the other things. I feel like we're already giving to each other, and I just don't have the words for what that is right now. So,
And this is sacred and giving in itself. Yes.
yeah, like how we're being here with each other and supporting each other's intentions, whatever that takes. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
there for that.
We're about out of time. Is there anything that wants to talk right now, or?
I will.
Yeah.
What you can count on me for is to hold space for each of us to grow and evolve. And what I want to receive is what you each feel drawn to offer. I know that's open-ended, but that's really what comes to mind.
Great. Okay. Oh, Valerie's giving you, Marina, is someone who's moving back to Turkey. Amazing person. Okay. So I think this is a good question to sit with, and it may be I'm full. Thank you. And it may be that something percolates of you can call me for such and such. And you could do Zoom, or we could do a phone call. We can bounce ideas off each other. So just see what you're available for. So, dear ones, we want to thank the Council of 12. Thank you for working with us. It's a joy to be with you. We thank and bless and release all the radiant guides who work with us today and work with each of you, and ask for the highest possible guidance for each of you in your life, in your work, in your world, that your highest destinies evolve with miracles of grace and ease. Thank you, Evelina, for being a vessel for us. And we ask the realms of light to bathe this earth with scalar waves of light and love, that all beings feel the touch of the one within, turn to the light and open to love. Blessed be. And let's take a moment, if you can go over a couple minutes, to bless each other, thank each other, and unmerge. Crown, I release all your energy, I take me back. The third eye, I release your energy, I take me back. The throat, I release your energy with love, I take me back. The heart, I release you with love, I receive all my energy home, breathe it in. The solar plexus, I release you with love, I receive my energy home. And the second, I release you with love, I receive me back. And the first, I release you with love, I take my energy back, and I pour it into myself. All the way down your back and your front and your center. Letting your own energy field circle around your body. And reach up into your transpersonal chakra and bring the light all the way around. Outline your auric field with your light. Blessed be. Such a joy to be with you. I do have one question. Would you, how much would you like to practice channeling in the group? Not so sure, not too much, a bit, a lot, yes. So show me going up your box.
Mid orange.
Okay. We'll see where that takes us. We co-create this, what happens, and I'm always open for input. Thank you
I
so
like
much.
us to have a chance for us to discuss it
Mhm.
before it would happen.
Yeah, we would.
Happens. That's next time maybe, or whatever.
I'm thinking about maybe next time we work with channeling and intuitive arts, and then see if we want to practice. Yeah. Just it shifts what we do with the council, so they're really helping mentor us and each person in channeling. And some people want to and some don't, so we'll probably do a part of a day of a gathering with it. Okay. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Love you all. See you next week.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
Good night.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bye, darling.